This is July 31st, 2021. This is Jim Jordan at Create Vibrant Health. And today I want to talk about the new Delta variant strain, alleged Delta variant strain, and how these breakthrough cases in the vaccinated are being blamed on the unvaccinated. That's the new narrative, the new propaganda we're hearing. And the reality is there is no Delta variant. It's a computer model. And the reality is they don't test for it either. I called Asante Medical Center, talked to the ER department, and I asked if I can get the Delta variant test. They said there is no Delta variant test. They run the same PCR test they've been testing all along, which is, of course, as we know by now, can be false or positive depending on where you have the cycle threshold cutoff. And if you're positive, they assume it's the Delta variant. And is there a Delta variant? It's basically a computer model. It's basically fabricated. There is no Delta variant. And the unvaccinated are not the cause of the deaths or the illnesses of the vaccinated. The cause of the illness of the vaccinated is the vaccine. Okay, it's as simple as that. So if you fall for this, and a lot of people are falling for it, I'm in Ashland, and more people are wearing masks again, scared to death of the Delta variant. And my partner is being told that she can't see her parents if she's not vaccinated because they're afraid of the Delta variant, and you can't go to a group gathering unless you get a PCR test again. So many people are falling for it again, and I didn't think that would change, I guess, but I think at this point I'm hoping that more people are saying, wait a second, this sounds crazy. The vaccinated people are the ones that are getting being tested with the Delta variant, right? Which there's no test for. But they're having breakthrough cases. And what is it that's breaking through? Well, could it be that the actual shot, which is not a vaccine, is stimulating their bodies to produce spike proteins, which is toxic to them? And their bodies are testing positive with the PCR test for some chain of nucleic acids that is identifying that they're toxic. It's an exosome excretion or something, but it's not an infectious disease from asymptomatic people that have not gotten experimental mRNA shots. That's just total nonsense. And that's what we're hearing. So again, you're being lied to 24/7 from the mainstream Pravda media. Pravda, as you know, was the Soviet propaganda, media in the Soviet Union era. And that's what mainstream media's become, basically an American version of Pravda. So it's time to just take a stand. And for those few of you out there that see this video that are on the fence or suspect something is up, it's time not to buy into this bullshit. Okay? It's enough already. So there's no Delta variant. They don't test for the Delta variant. There's labs all over the country. They've been called. There's independent researchers. Ask them. No, they don't test. They just test for the PCR test. The same old test. It's a coronavirus. You're positive. It's a Delta variant. And then where'd you get it? From those who didn't get the shot. So that has been what I predicted would happen many months ago. That there would be, as the people that got these shots got ill, they would be blamed their illness on a variant strain. And that's exactly what's happening. It's predictable. It is a predictable script. It's been predictable all along. And they're pitting people against each other, and many are buying into that. And it's very sad to see. So I'm sad today. Sad. I couldn't even get angry. It's just sad to see for a short time the Ashland people were without masks. They thought, yay, I'm vaccinated. I got the shot and I'm free. I can live my life again. Nope, now you can't. You got to get the mask on and be scared of those that didn't get the shot. So they're just being screwed with by these small group of manipulative, despicable people that are behind this bullshit. And then there's a large number of people that are they believe what they're told, and another number of people that are sort of complicit because their careers depend on it, and then a growing number of people that are saying no more. This is America. This is a country where we are based on freedom of choice, and also rational thought. Okay, we can think. We can prove to me there is a variant strain of a virus that is causing illness. Prove it. Prove to me that people that don't get these mRNA shots are the source of that. If you can't prove it, it's not true. And it's not been proven, and it can't be proven. It's not true. Since when in our history, you go back the last 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, when has this ever happened? That all of a sudden we have to wear masks wherever we go? Everybody has to get these experimental shots that aren't even vaccines? Where did that come from? Well, dig deep. Dig deep. Check out David Martin's information. Today I did something I'd been putting off for a while. David Martin cites patents, U.S. patents on viruses and vaccines all the time, and I never verified that. So I verified some patents. And yes, there are actually patents on coronaviruses. Yes, some people were patenting viruses, synthetic chains of nucleic acids. What the hell's that about? Patenting vaccines. What do you want to call it? mRNA shots, 20 years ago. For what? What's the plan? Now it's being rolled out? So something's going on. Something was in the works. And check it out for yourself. Look it up. I looked at the patent numbers. There it is right before your eyes. You can't deny it. Facts count. Like I've seen on some lawns, I see science, I believe in science. These are people, of course, that believe the science is what the CDC says. Well, I actually believe in real science. Prove it. Use Koch's postulates and prove that this alleged virus is the source of illness. Prove it. Use it with Rivers' postulates as the other ones you can do. Prove it. If you can't prove it, it's not science. Just because somebody in the government office says it's the truth, it doesn't mean it's nothing unless it's proven. Prove it. So until you can prove it, you can prove these tests for infectious disease, and you can prove that a person that doesn't have any symptoms is transmitting an infectious disease to somebody, you don't believe in science, you believe in propaganda. And I hate to say it, but I'm sad to see more, probably the same proportion of my Ashlander community believes the next round of propaganda, which is that there's a variant strain now, and they're terrified of that. And yes, people are getting ill. They're getting ill because they got injected with something that's extremely poisonous to them. That's why they're getting ill. And those spike proteins can be transmitted to people that don't get the shots too. So some of them might get ill too. There's measures to prevent it. There's natural things. There's pharmaceuticals even that can treat the symptoms and prevent it. And there's no reason. There's nothing to be afraid of, other than believing the shit that you're hearing on the fucking the media, the mainstream media. That's the biggest thing to be afraid of. And don't be afraid of that. Just avoid it. It's lies. You have to start thinking for yourself. So this is my plea for people to think, use their brains, break free of this matrix, this mind control, because you're just making a mess of humanity. And if humanity is to survive, we need more people to wake up and say no. We need that. We can't have this. We need to wake up and say no. And the few people out there that and have been communicating with that seem to be somewhat on the fence, this is a time to take a stand and don't believe this stuff. Demand proof of things. Do what I did. Call the hospitals, call them and ask for a Delta variant test. If there's no test, they don't know. They have no freaking idea why people are sick. I'm not 100% certain, but it's most likely because they've got these shots that are poisonous. Very toxic to poor people, and there's probably running lots of placebos out there too, so not everybody gets sick right away. So there's some scam in that too. There's been saline solution vials found all over the place, so they're not shooting everybody up with it. They gotta there's a sequence to things here. So, but the sequence appears next in line is scare people with the Delta variant, and there is no Delta variant. That's the bottom line. That's a fact, and there's no test for it. Well, there's a Delta variant. It's a computer-generated model of something that doesn't exist, and there's no test for it because there's nothing that actually exists. So you're being conned again, friends, brothers and sisters. Wake up. Jim Jordan here at Create Vibrant Health, wishing you a great day.